One thing I push a lot of even portfolio companies that we work with towards is how can you get to a place where you are profitable, and that the conversation about raising future capital is really in your court as opposed to being reliant on investor capital for the continued growth of your business. And I know that's not always possible in every case, and some businesses require more R&D. There are just more upfront costs to running that business. But if you've been able to raise a little bit of money, I would just say, how can, with the resources that you have, get to a place where you have good unit economics, you understand what it's going to take to scale your business, and that you can be really efficient with capital. I have a lot of lessons learned there as an entrepreneur. And I think having more capital is not always necessarily a good thing, because the flip side or the dark side of that is that the more money that you raise, the more pressure I think that you face to try to build faster. And there are no overnight successes in the startup world. Even the most famous companies that we talk about still took 10 years to go public. And so if you are signing up to build a company, you are signing up to do something for the next 10, 15, 20 years of your life, assuming that you can stay alive that long. And I just am a big proponent of increasing your odds of success, which often starts with being really thoughtful about how you spend money and how you can get to a place where you can really own a conversation with an investor about future capital. Like, I think there's this delicate dance that you do around, what is the right thing. It's not even just what's right for my business. It's also like what's right for me as an entrepreneur. And I think we force everybody down one path, which is that venture is the option. You need to raise venture capital, and that's how you grow a company. And there are actually a lot of financing options out there. And I talk to CEOs about this all the time. Like, have we explored all of our options? Is this the right, are you sure that this is the right path? Because venture capital is actually the most expensive capital you'll ever take. It is, you're giving up a large percentage of your company for ultimately what could be future value. And I think a lot of people are like, well, I'm not giving up any money right now, so that's valuable. But there's also value in revenue-based financing, or thinking about a loan or traditional debt that can give you the working capital that maybe you need in the short term to get you to a place where maybe you could take venture capital in the future. But I really think about it as, what's the right and sustainable way for you as the entrepreneur to grow this business? Because the more, I think, equity capital that you take, sometimes the more that you feel the pressure to have to move quickly, when so much about startups is timing. And you can't time the market and you can't time the stock market. But if you can keep yourself alive long enough to be able to hit the market at kind of the right time, that's often where you see kind of a lot of the success stories.